Okay, here we go. So this is Tammy Higginbotham, and I am so excited to have on here Val Mackiewicz. As I said earlier, Val is an incredible, sweet, kind person who I've had the pleasure of getting to know. I just wanted her to train in February so bad, and she said yes. And you're going to love getting to know Val as well. Val is a mom of three. She's a retired speech pathologist, and she started Arbonne in her early 20s. She's been with Arbonne for 8 years now, and she calls herself a closet millennial. So I wanted to get all that in because I want you to know and get to know Val Mackiewicz. Val, are you there? Where did she go?
I'm here.
Oh, good. Well, Val, I'm going to find you here, and then we're going to make sure everybody can see you. So just hold on a minute. You disappeared in my screen here.
I think if I start talking, I'll come up as the speaker. Maybe that will help. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but let me see if I can find you in my, I want to.
I'm here.
And she's there, everybody. It's just so many people popping on. I lost her here.
If you put it on speaker view, it will click the little icon thing to speaker view, and it'll hold her if she talks.
Oh, perfect. I'll start speaking. Speaker view, yeah. Find me, speaker view. Here I am.
And make sure I can put it on speaker view. I'm looking for it. Oh.
Tammy, what if you mute and then I start talking?
Okay, I'm going to mute. Okay. And then I will be looking for you, my dear. Thank you.
Perfect. Speaker view, Val Mackiewicz here. I hope you find me. Is it finding me? No, it's still on you, Tammy. Not sure why.
Val, go ahead and start training, honey.
Okay. I just hope it's not one of my settings, but either way, I will speak. I'm laughing because I think I have a setting on my Zoom that makes me look prettier. I really think there is one on there. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like a filter or something. So I just want you to know this is like the upgraded version of me. I'm pretty sure I don't really look like this, and I'm not digging myself. I just want you to know I think there's a cool filter on Zoom that makes you pretty, and I'm not kidding. So make sure you find it. I'm impressed. So thank you guys so much. First of all, thank you for asking me to share during this time with all of you bajillions of incredible consultants who have so much to offer anyone in this business, and any one of you could share and bring something to this table. But I'm just so grateful that you asked me, because there's been something on my heart that I just really have wanted to share, and I think hopefully it will really speak volumes to as many of you as possible, maybe every one of you. But I also want to thank each of you for being on, because I know that anything I'm ever sharing or training on or anything like this, it really comes from a place of learning. Like I always say, everything I know I learned. That's just the truth. That's just the reality. So hopefully you guys will have something that you get to learn from me. I'm going to talk at a little bit lower volume than I usually do. So people who know me, please don't think I'm not, nothing's wrong. I'm losing my voice. So we're going to pray that I get through this, because I'm not going to be stopped. This is too important. So grab a notebook, grab your tea, and I'm going to take a lot of pauses to take sips of my water. I do have a cough drop in my mouth, but guess what? Arbonne is not convenient. You don't get to do trainings when you feel amazing and you're all prepared. You don't get to go have everything the way you want it to all the time. This is not a business of convenience. So hopefully you guys will have some patience with me while I inconveniently murder your ears with my raspy, messy little voice. I'm so glad you can finally see me, because at least you'll forgive me if my voice starts to rattle. So totally good. All right, that's awesome, guys. Let's talk about a really important thing tonight, and it's called condition versus decision. This is something that got put on my heart when I was preparing and asking and praying, what is it that I know that I need in my business that other people need in theirs? And it's this: condition versus decision. And I think a key thing in this business is really thinking about how do you function How do you function well? How do you function efficiently? How do you function consistently? Like, what are things about you that help you groove? Because there's a lot to groove in this business, right? There's activity, there's sponsoring, there's selling and follow up with the products and the opportunity, there's self-development, there's staying connected. That can sound like a lot, but it's actually really simple because that's all there is. But there's dynamics in this business, and you're one of them, and how you operate. So you want to try to learn this about yourself. Do you operate out of condition, or do you operate out of decision? So I'm going to define condition for you. Condition is something I operate out of fizz sticks too, Juanita. That's the third. We don't talk about that. We know that's how we really function. The condition is that we have 100 million fizz sticks. So you're going to hear my dogs bark because that's the reality of my life. Okay. So a condition is it's a noun, just so you know. And what it is, it's a state of something. It's either regarding appearance or quality, or sometimes you'll hear people have like medical conditions, right? So it's like an illness or a medical problem, something like that. A synonym for condition would be like the circumstances or your surroundings, or something like the climate or the weather, right? It's like, what are the conditions outside? There's context involved, and that's really important. So the other thing, so decision is like a noun also, but a decision is something else. A decision is a conclusion. A decision is a resolution. It's revealed and I can't read my writing, after consideration has happened, right? There's a promptness and there's a firmness to it. Another synonym for decision would be either commitment or resolve. Interesting. How many of you guys are really seeing a little bit of a difference here? Condition versus decision. How do you operate? Where do you operate out of, I should say? A condition is something that's vague. It's something that's it's kind of broad, right? What are the conditions outside? What is the climate? What are the conditions? What are the circumstances of my life? You can't like answer it in one word or one sentence. It has a lot of pieces to it. It's ever changing, and it usually has to do with current, like meaning what's the condition right now? What's the condition here? What's the condition in whatever? A decision is so much more final. It's absolute and it's firm, and that's really important. And so the question you want to ask yourself is, which do you primarily operate out of? And by operate, I mean, how do you run your life? How do you run your business? How do you run your day? How you spend your time, what you do, and things like that? Or are you decision based, where you are acting, operating, and planning out of the decisions that you made about why you're building this business, what you want from it, what you need to do this month, this week, today? Which one? So for example, and which one condition, an example, if you have like a conditional sort of thinking and operation that you do, that's sort of like, for example, if you're new and you're getting started and you're a little bit more condition based instead of decision based, you might be kind of holding back a little bit. Like you might be waiting for someone else to ask you that you want to tell about the business. You might have 100-person list ready, but maybe you aren't calling people yet because you're waiting till Saturday because you really think that will be a better day than today, Wednesday, for certain conditions, right? Or maybe if you are someone who's been around for a while in Arbonne, and here's just another example. If you've been around for a little while in Arbonne, and maybe you're just kind of like in this, I don't want to say stagnant, because there's nothing stagnant about this incredible business. When you are using the products, loving the products, and sharing it with people, I'm sorry, but a plateau, there's nothing stagnant about it. You might not see volume growing and whatever, but you're still building your love for the products and your experience. You're still walking out your story. So please don't think a plateau or a stalling spot or whatever is like, oh my gosh. No, it's like you're just you're continuing your story. It's just not the part where there's growth in it. So dust yourself off, try again, keep going, grow, do what you need to do. But listen, if you've been around a while and you're kind of in the same spot as whenever ago, it's probably likely that your conditions haven't changed either. Like maybe everything's kind of been the same around you. Maybe there hasn't been a lot of dynamics happening wild and crazy in jobs or families. Maybe things have just kind of been the same. And so conditionally, your business kind of has too, right? It could be that. It could be just that you're just so operating out of condition instead of decision that it's just going to be the same because things are just kind of the same. So another example of condition-based business would be if you're an old fogey like me in Arbonne. I'm an old fogey. I've been around for more than a couple years. We're fogies. We're like, we're just like in our rocking chair telling all the whippersnappers, you better build your dream team. Don't wait, right? Or whatever. But maybe you are in Arbonne for a while and you're trying to figure out how to make this like restart, right? You're at that point where you're like, okay, I'm really ready to buckle down in this season and it's time for a change. But maybe you say to yourself something like, all right, well, as soon as I get just one runner on my team or just one leader, as soon as I get like a leader or someone to light a fire under me, the fire will light, right? We think that having other people working with us is going to inspire us to get our work on and get into more personal activity. Or maybe the reality of that is that when those people do come on, do you then default to working on them with their activity? Does it really inspire you to get in more personal activity? Or does it give you something else to do so that you can still not do your personal activity and your personal sponsoring? That's being caught in the condition, you guys. That's being caught in the conditional thinking. A decision-based business will look different. It will feel different. Things will be done sooner. They'll be done with more excellence. They'll be done with more intention. They'll be done without excuse. There will be a conviction in your voice. There will be a firmness in your calendar with grace, but there will be a initiative about you that comes first, that doesn't look and observe and navigate and assess the condition before it does the next right thing. So success breeds success. So if you are, well, let me say this. So a condition-based business is going to be very, if this happens, then this will happen. So that might have to do with your calendar. It might have to do with your circumstances. It might have to do with whatever. If you find yourself and hear yourself making if-then statements, or you're saying when this happens, then da-da-da, I call it when then. You got a case of the when thens, and you just got to decide. That's how you know you're caught in the conditions. If you say, well, because this person is not whatever, or because because I have this stuff going on with my kids, I can't do blah 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 yet, or I can't blah blah. If you're saying because and can't, it's a condition. You're caught in the conditions. Decision business says this: well, I decided, so I will. I decided, I said I would, and so I'm gonna. A simple example, guys, would be how I was so tempted to trade a training tonight because of my voice, because it was so bad earlier that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose friends I did not have, or I'm just going to disappoint people because I'm literally going to hop on here and nothing's going to come out. Instead, I made a decision at the beginning of 2019 that I'm going to show up for every single appointment that I have been committed to that serves the first focuses of my business, which are my personal business, my personal sponsoring, my immediate leaders in my team, and my larger nation as I can serve them. And that's like the whole main thing. Over all of that is me stepping up my confidence and my leadership, me showing up when it isn't comfortable, when it is hard, when it is challenging, when it is not convenient, when it is not perfect. Because guys, I have battled perfectionism so badly that I didn't know that's what I was battling. If you are a person who's like, I don't struggle with perfectionism at all, I guarantee you might. I thought that me believing that I was so hyper aware of how imperfect I was so hyper aware of how much I struggled, all my difficulties, all the things that were challenging, all the ways I could let people down. I was so hyper aware of all of that I thought, well, I'm not a perfectionist. I know how imperfect I am. Guys, a hyper awareness to your massive challenges and all the things that you're tough on yourself about and the difficulties you have and all that stuff, that is perfectionism. It's total perfectionism. And you got to you have to punt that so hard out of your life in order to have the freedom in this business that you need to be able to get into the activity that you need, sponsor the heck out of everyone that knows you, because they deserve to hear Arbonne from you, because they were put in your life and Arbonne was put in yours. So guess what? You're here to put Arbonne in their life. Like, don't overthink it. But if there's something I could commission you to do, is realize perfectionism it's a condition, right? It is. Perfectionism is a condition, but you have an opportunity to make a decision that you are not going to operate out of that. You don't have to, not anymore, because I'm calling it out and you're done with it. It's going to be an uphill battle, scraping your chin all along the way, but you're going to identify where you're letting perfectionism and the perfect conditions halt you from doing what you need to do from what you decided. And here's step one. I'm so glad that we've been working on our whys, because here's the piece that's going to start it. Okay. This is going to be the coals in the engine for the train that is going to go. It's going to go. Your whys are probably conditions. They're probably very related to circumstances. They're things that you only see happening based on the perfect, timing of your business and the paycheck that'll have to be and whatever. It's probably your whys that you wrote out are probably very conditional, even on paper. I need you to do this for me tonight. Make them decisions. They're not conditions. They're not conditional. They are decisions that you have made, either things that you are not going to stand for anymore, or things that you are going to make happen because you've decided you're worthy, the people involved are worthy, and it's going to happen. And you've decided that Arbonne is the way that you're going to do it. And I want you to view your whys as decisions and not conditions anymore, and always constantly act out of that. Because here's what happens. When conditions can become decisions instead, those hopes and those ideas, they actually become clear vision. And vision is what you will need so much of, so hugely in this business, to see past all the conditions that are so temporary anyway, that are never as big and bad as you think, and that all go away eventually, and you're going to forget, either because you found great things to replace them in your mind, or you just got too old to remember. So decision is the word I want you to focus on, and conditions are what I want you to let go. And specifically, any form of perfectionism that makes you feel like things have to be just right, or you have to be somehow different to grow your business and help other people do the same. So I love you guys. Thanks for handling my rattly voice. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share. Thank you, Tammy.
Oh my goodness, Val, I'm sitting here and I kept writing, I kept going, because I feel like you were speaking to me, and I know you're speaking to everybody else. You guys, this is why I love this girl. She is so genuine, so real, so from the heart, and she is just sharing what she has experienced and has learned herself. I can too relate with the perfectionism thing. I want everything to go just perfect and everything. You know what? It's okay. We're all human. But I love the because and can't, when, then, if, then that. That's the condition. And we hear that so much all the time. I love everything you shared. It was fabulous. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you shared with us tonight. And you took your sore throat and you worked through it anyway. You didn't make it a condition. So we love you, Val, and thank you so much. Be sure and look at the messages here. Yes, recording as soon as possible. I agree, Lindsay. Val, there was so much in there that we have to go back. And we're going to want to go back and listen over and over, because our whys are tied to everything that we do. And without our whys, nothing is going to grow. It can't. We have to have those whys written down. And I love the fact that we wrote all of our whys down, and every single person in the challenge wrote those whys down on paper. And I just love that they did that.
Tammy, I want to just say that we had record numbers on here tonight compared to what we've been having. And I'm so proud, so excited for everybody who has chosen to do what it is they've learned they need to do and are deciding to do it and have made the decision to do it. And we're going to see amazing results. This just excites me so much. So thank you so much for pouring into us tonight and getting this all planned and put together, because it was incredible. And I know people will be blessed and equipped because of it. Thank you. I love you.
We love you. Thanks for all you've done.
Oh, honey, I love you. I can't do it by myself. We're a great team.
Yeah. I know you and Shelly have worked so hard, though, and we greatly appreciate you. Good night.